currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs. Those black jobs. One of those black jobs. Those black jobs. One of those black jobs. Those black jobs. One of those. Who's gonna tell them that the job might be one of those black jobs?
I'm here to do my black job. I'm here to do my black job.
Those black jobs. One of those. Who's gonna tell them that the job might be one of those black jobs?
Yes,
One of those
hello.
black jobs.
Vice President.
Might be one of those black
Kamala
jobs.
going for a
Might be
black
one of those.
job.
Gonna tell them that the job might be one of those black jobs.
Attorney General.
Might be one of those black jobs.
Vice President.
Might be one of those black jobs.
President Kamala Harris.
Might be one of those black jobs. Those black jobs. Those
The
black
presidential
jobs. One of those
debate
black
was
jobs. Those black
last
jobs. One of
night.
those black jobs. Those black jobs. One of those. Who's gonna tell them that the job might be one of those black jobs?
I'm here to do my black job. I'm here to do my black job.
Those black jobs. One of those. Who's gonna tell them that the job might be one of those black jobs?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yes, hey everybody, welcome to my page. I'm KayMarie and I'm currently opening this live stream with footage of me struggling to do a magic circle. I feel like I forget how to do this every time. The saga begins. Also, thumbs up in the chat if you watched the presidential debate last night. This is not a political channel, by the way, for anyone who's new. I'm trying to get more involved with what's going on, and just trying to keep up with all the memes on TikTok and everything that's going on in the world. So I did watch the debate last night. People have been making fun of Trump for saying that they're eating dogs and cats in Springfield, Ohio. They've also... I actually saw that moment in the debate, and it was so funny to me because as soon as he said that, it sounded like a laugh track started playing like in the debate hall, and I'm like, wait a minute, are they with a live audience? Like, where's that laughter coming from? That's hilarious. It was nothing in the background until he said that. Then all of a sudden there was laughter. So yeah, that was definitely a funny moment. I definitely think Kamala Harris presented herself as a change maker. I think that's a big appeal for her, like someone, fresh, young, and who's like coming forward with like some fresh policies. I did see some breaking news earlier today that, she wants to do a second debate. So we'll see if that actually happens. I mean, I don't think that would be a bad thing. A lot of people have been saying that she won the debate and that she dominated. Great. I'm glad about that. And I think a second debate would definitely help her publicity because it was a really good stage for a lot of people who didn't already know about her to learn about her. So I think it's really important that she get as much publicity as she can in the last, like 2 months, pretty much, like 58 days until the presidential election. So another opportunity to talk about the policies she wants to enact, would be really great. I think we all have a pretty vivid idea of what Trump wants to do, especially since he's already been president. He's already much more well known because of that as well. But yeah, it was fun watching the debate. That was the first time that I watched with friends and sort of had, I guess, a debate watch party. Oh my gosh, I'm struggling so much. So you already know, if you're not new to this, if you're true to this, that this is not a tutorial page. We are figuring out how to be a pattern designer. I have designed a pattern. I have it under my desk here. And what I'm trying to do is start a magic circle. But my problem is every time I do a magic circle, it's like I have to remember how to do it. Even though I just did it yesterday, it's one of those tricky little things. And then I'm also trying to do it without a slip knot, so that makes it so much harder. Plus I'm trying to make a standing double crochet, which is something else new I learned. Lord, this is looking so rookie. But you know what, once we have our magic circle going, there's no stopping us. Also, you can see I've got a metal crochet hook. Yeah, we're not doing plastic today because we're going hard with the hook. And this one is not snapping tonight. Last night I had a little accident, you know, as Kamala was saying Trump was weak, my crochet hook was weak, and it just snapped. It could not handle the acrylic. But yeah, so oh, I have some Kamala Harris t-shirts available on my Etsy shop. You can, I don't really know how that QR code works. I know you're supposed to scan QR codes, but I don't know if you can click it. Like if you're watching this stream, I don't know if you can click it and go to my Etsy shop. But if you go on Etsy and just put in my store name, which is KayMarieFashion, I'm KayMarieFashion on everything. You'll be able to find my Kamala Harris shirt and order it if you like. Yeah, so I'm in my Kamala era. Got my White House silk press. Actually, I don't have a White House silk press. I just chopped off all my hair like 2 weeks ago. But we're in a new era of happiness, joy, and courage, and just embracing today's and tomorrow's, and just, you know, loving what yesterday's gifted us. So we're in grateful era as well. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me take my time. So let's move off of this screen. And I'm making a granny square bucket hat, but I'm not making a brim anymore. We're gonna change that to magic circle. We're doing a magic circle with 5 granny stitches in the center to start our pattern. I do believe eventually I'm going to make this pattern available in my shop. I'm thinking I'll probably do that in January if I ever do it. I want to see how many of the hats I can sell made to order. I deliberately made them Ravens colors because it's football season. So, you know, if the design is appealing, maybe people want to buy them in different colors. Yeah, so okay. Oh, let me play some music for you because I'm going to need to think. Let's try some hip hop. This is AI generated music, by the way, so it's from somewhere. Can you hear it? Okay, I can hear it a little bit. At least you'll have something playing while I'm not talking. So I'm gonna have to try a little harder to do a magic circle before we hit 10 minutes. Yeah, the pressure is on. I think I'm somebody who needs pressure to operate. Okay. Oh my gosh, what has happened? Let's pull the loop a little smaller. Yep, we're not new to this, folks. We're true to this. Oh wait, we're tightening the circle. Oh my gosh, how are we gonna get 5 clusters in this tiny circle? I don't like the way this standing double crochet looks. Like I'm sorry. I finally like got this, but I have to take it out because it looks too ugly for me to continue. These are not my yarn scissors either. Okay. I do have some topics on the docket for us tonight, and I definitely will get to those. I want to talk about loving to buy yarn and having a bunch of ideas but not crocheting enough. I also want to talk about Autism Awareness Month coming up. And oh my gosh, did I finally do it? Finally did it. Okay. Did I do it on camera though? That's the other caveat. Okay, let's try it like that. Starting is like so freaking hard. There we go. Yeah, so I decided to do a standing double crochet to start each row instead of a chain 3 because I did not want an ugly seam going through my hat. I had that for the green and yellow hat that I made. You can see that posted on my social media pages. And my social media pages are KayMarieFashion. And I've pretty much posted everything I've made since I started the page, so that's an accomplishment. At one point I was like seeking to go live 3 times a week, but now that school has started and like work is picked up, I know I'm not going to be able to do that. And also I'm trying to figure out, what is a good level of productivity for me to grow my page, grow my business, and be consistent at developing a style that's true to me and my brand. So like figuring it out takes time, and I think at first trying to go live 3 times a week I was rushing into something that I wasn't really quite ready to do. I'm not a content mill. I'm just one young woman trying to have a crochet business and make my ideas a reality. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out a good, I guess, work life 1, 2, 3, 4 crochet balance. And I think going live every Wednesday, just once a week is going to be good for me to sustain. It's going to allow me to do a show that, I'm proud of and, that is valuable for myself and, people who support me. So we have finally done the 5 clusters. So this is the challenge of black yarn. It's so hard to see the loops. I saw somebody posted, Nastasia, she was showing some LED crochet hooks. The hooks light up and it makes it easier to see dark yarns. Honestly, that's not something I would buy. Like if my page grows and crochet companies like Coats and Clark want to like sponsor me or send something to me, I would try it, but that's not really the kind of thing I would buy on my own. I'm not really like a gadget person. That makes sense. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I joined my stitches, but I joined it from the back. just so that it would be a little smoother. So this is going to be my right side, the side that's facing me. Okay, see that little hole in the middle? I don't like that. So I'm gonna yank, yank, yank. Okay. I'm not sewing this hole closed. It's gonna have to squeeze shut. I'm gonna yank. Oh my goodness, here come. Okay, I don't live alone, by the way, so I'm gonna have to mute my microphone. Okay, the coast is clear now. So let's just keep going. So we're gonna have to slip stitch over to the opening of the granny stitch so that we can start our second row. Uh-oh. Okay, now we're into the first opening. And yeah, I'm not doing the chain 3 to build. Like, I don't like how that looks as much with this. I would hate to have like an ugly seam going through this hat. So we're doing so we did the 5 granny stitches, and next we're going to increase to we're going to increase. So yeah, I wrote down my pattern this time because I thought it would make it easier for me to have conversation with you as I do this project. I think it's helping. Okay, I'm so mad about this circle in the middle. Okay, the reason this happened is because I did not like double layer the string inside so that I could pull it tight. So it's like not really pulling tight enough. So what I'm gonna have to do is when I weave in the ends, I'm gonna have to put the tail in and like pull it closed, like sew it closed like that. So I'm not gonna worry about it anymore. Like if I keep pulling it, I'm just gonna snap off the string. So let's see what we're supposed to be talking about because I forgot. Let's see. So one thing I want to talk about is when you're not prepared, you pay in business. So I started talking about the fact that I have a lot of ideas, and like I've spent hundreds of dollars on yarn at this point. I have a huge yarn stash, not as big as some people's yarn stash that I've seen on social media, but I have way more yarn than like anything I've ever created. So yeah, I'm trying to get more productive. Like I need to crochet more. And because I want to run a business, it's not really a business if you're not making any money. And how do you make money in business? Well, you have to sell something. So I have to crochet so I can sell stuff. And I really want to raise enough money through my sales to register my business as something official. Right now, I guess you could say I'm side hustling it. But I really want to, make it official. I don't have 1,000 followers on TikTok yet. That's the requirement to live stream on there. But if you have a business, you can live stream on TikTok, like regardless of your follower count. So I would like to register my business in October. I don't know how I'm going to do that because I've only sold one thing. And this month I'm seeking to finish my business plan. I've started it and I want to finish it. I think it's a positive step that I've opened up my Etsy page. I do get small views on there, and I'll talk more about that later in this live. But one thing that I have figured out is that, you have to, it's not such a bad thing to have a lot of inventory for, material, but you also have to have inventory of product. Even if you're a made to order business, it's a good idea to have inventory of some sort, because people want their stuff right away, and you can lose business or spend time and more money producing at that time. Let's say you need to make an order and you don't have the same yarn that the person is asking, the same color the person is asking for. So now you have to do a store run. So that's time off the clock, to go get that stuff. Or let's say you forgot the pattern. Now you have to remember how to make the thing. I mean, granted, if you're selling something, you should have it written down, or some sort of reference so that you can remember it quickly. But I'm just saying, when you're not prepared in business, it takes away from you making the sale and getting the most profit possible from that sale. So having a lot of yarn is one step toward preparation, but you also have to have product. I have to have product so that when people do place orders for me, they're not waiting 3 weeks to get their stuff. My very first order that I ever completed, it took me months to fulfill that order, and that's not such a bad thing because it was a huge project. I had to learn new crochet techniques. I had to begin my journey of teaching myself how to pattern design, and I'm still deciding whether or not I want to be a pattern designer or if I want to design couture, couture, made to order items. I know for sure that I want to be a millinery, that's for sure. I want to sell women's accessories, specific, my specialty being hats, and I also want to sell hair accessories like barrettes and headbands. I also want to sell some jewelry. Women's accessories are definitely what I'm into. Oh my gosh. Did I mess up? No, I didn't mess up. Let me see. 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, yeah. This is right. Yeah, so this hat that I'm making is for a client. I did design it for them, and I hope to sell more versions of it. But I have other ideas for things that I haven't seen on Pinterest. I want to learn new crochet stitches. And I want to get good at pattern design, even if I'm not specifically a pattern designer, selling all of my pattern designs. I want to get good at pattern design because I want to make my ideas. I feel I have a lot of original ideas that I haven't seen before, but I would like, to make them. So, yeah. That's kind of my motivation. I, Okay. It's not good that this is curling. This is supposed to be a flat circle. But we're gonna figure it out. Oh, I think it's curling so much because I made my magic circle so tight. Oh, of course there are problems with this. Okay. So, but we're moving along. Yeah, so thanks to everybody who tuned into my live. I really appreciate you. You know, this is one thing that I'm trying out. I appreciate anybody who is on this journey with me. You know, definitely check out my Etsy shop and like follow that to keep up with like the new stuff that I'm making. And hold on a second. So, oh my gosh, I don't need to make it that tall. I made that scarf and the pattern is for sale on my Etsy store. So that's the first order that I received and fulfilled. If I had to do that differently, I would have crocheted the scarf horizontally so that the stretch would not be vertical. You know, it would stretch in a different direction. That's definitely something I've learned on my journey. So there are a lot of little details that go into making hats and just designing clothes. Like measurements are so important. Like the size and the fit. We're gonna get more into that later as well. Like the attempts I had at making this hat. This is the first time I'm actually doing the granny stitch as well. I see why people like it so much. It's very timeless. And it's easy and it looks nice. You know, like the stripes you can make. I like the granny stitch stripes. I was thinking about making a granny stitch stripe beret. I saw it on Snugglery's YouTube page and it just looks so cute. So I wanted to try to make it. So, yeah, I also wanted to try to make a princess choker, crochet princess choker. That idea came from the crochetpreneur. Her name is Pam. I subscribe to people's crochet blogs. I feel like those are so immensely helpful. Like there are some blog articles that I just find so much more helpful than a video, because an article, a written word article, you can view at your own pace versus a video. You're kind of forced to go at the person who's hosting the video's pace. So yeah, I really like blogs for crochet. I was thinking about starting my own. I've noticed that a couple people that I follow have their own blog, and I was thinking that it would also make my stuff a little more findable. I think I want to grow to that. But right now I want to focus on just doing my live stream and editing clips for that, and like just promoting my show. So if you have any works in progress, like definitely show them to me. I would like to see that. I'm always looking to make new friends on like TikTok, Instagram. I'm pretty interactive on there. I'm a good one-on-one friend. Yeah, and I definitely leave comments and such, so you can look forward to some engagement from me. Okay, now that we are getting into it, the shape is getting better, which is good. But you know, it's kind of curling prematurely. I think it's gonna lay flat sooner than later. So I'm not gonna let, you know, its behavior deter me, because I know what I'm doing. And it's going to do what I say, which is become a circle, not a pentagon. Oops. Sometimes I wonder like how my hands get to doing certain stitches. It's like you've been double crocheting and all of a sudden you want a single crochet. Where is that coming from? Yeah, it's like my muscle memory gets confused sometimes. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we took measurements for this bucket hat. I'm aiming for the crown to be about 6.5 inches in diameter. And I think that'll be a good setup for the client. Now the client has a larger head, but I think a 6.5 inch crown would be good for them, because technically the granny stitch is a type of mesh stitch, and like all crochet projects, especially acrylic, it's going to stretch. It does have, you know, some stretchiness. So I'm thinking, you know, it will fit them, and you know, it'll like stretch on their head pretty well. Oh my gosh, I'm like trying to get these loops. Wait, was I supposed to color change? Okay, yeah, this is my last black row, and then I have to color change. Is this correct? Oh geez. Yeah, black yarn is really hard to see, but I'm still not getting an LED crochet hook. Like, it's still no. Okay. Okay, we got it. We're in. Boom. Boom. Okay, so we did our first 3 rows. Go us. Oh, go us. So now I'm going to change colors. Now, one thing I don't really like about the granny stitch is when you change colors, you can't just switch. Like for this project, I have to fasten off the color to change colors. As you can see, our circle is kind of looking, it's still looking like a pentagon. It's looking like a rounded pentagon, but as we continue, we're going to get it in the shape. Like, I'm going to blame Big Twist for my circle's lack of shape. Like, if Big Twist did a better job, you know, this will be twisting right, but it's twisting wrong because of Joanne. Even though Joanne is really the only place I go to for yarn, that is my yarn spot. I feel like Michael's doesn't have the same variety. Like, I'm a shopper who needs options. And Joanne has a lot of options. like, I mean, okay, so my local craft store, look at this. Look what I just did. I just pulled out all this from the center of my yarn ball. I'm so scared it's going to be a knot. Hold on a second. All I wanted was, I just wanted the end, like, what happened? Like, I'm so scared of this. I think this is the only ball of white acrylic that I have. Like, no. I don't know. This is like stress. This is so intimidating. I don't want this to become a big knot. My Lord. Oh my Lord. I know there's some brave hearts out there who don't tolerate tangled yarn for 2 minutes, but I'm the type of person, I will try to untangle it for an hour, 2 hours, a few days, take breaks, drink tea, return. This is terrible. And I still can't find the end. Where's the end? Oh my gosh. I need a yarn holder. That's what I need. This was not supposed to happen. Oh gosh. Let me just go this way. This is so sad and scary. Oh my gosh. Look, it's already doing the thing. It's already tangling. Help! Help, please, look. No, somebody. Why is this happening to me? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I need a yarn holder bad. And I also need a yarn bowl. You know what? I bet if I had a yarn bowl, this wouldn't have happened. Some, you know, fiber artist gadgets are worth it. Maybe not a light up crochet hook, but a yarn bowl. I'm probably gonna have to make one of those out of a cardboard box, because what the heck? This is too much for me. Oh, I can't take this stress. Okay. You know, this isn't so bad. Like, sometimes you run into tangles while you're actively crocheting. That is the worst. Like, that's why I wanted a yarn winder, and that's why I wind my yarn before I start the project, because when you are crocheting and then you run into a giant knot, that's like the worst thing ever. I mean, it really poops your party. And now you have to like stop to untangle. Now, I don't even know how this happened. This is the first time I've encountered a tangle like this through winding my yarn, but this only happened because I couldn't find the end. But you know what? I was working from the inside of the yarn ball instead of the outside, and I stopped working from the outside of the yarn ball because it was annoying. Like, I had to keep like twisting it around and around and around. But if I had like a spin yarn holder that I've been seeing online, that would just allow me to spin it and get it. What the heck? We need so many tools for this. Like, this is actually an expensive hobby, to be honest with you. Okay. Yeah, this just got out of control.
I was stupid, I was foolish, I was lying to myself. I didn't know nothing, I was stupid, I was foolish, I was lying to myself.
So I went to a specialty yarn store. There are a couple in my state. One is called Lovely Yarns. Didn't really find much in there. Oh, actually, I bought a book in there. I bought a book about like different types of yarn, like different types of animals, like alpaca, like sheep, llama, rabbit, you know, different types of, I guess, sources from which they make yarn. So that's a very informative book. I haven't read it cover to cover, but since I'm getting more into like crochet design, it's really important to know like what types of yarn are good for different types of projects. Like a lot of people complain about the peaches and cream yarn, but really I think they're just trying to use it for the wrong thing. Like the peaches and cream yarn is very rough, but that's an ideal yarn for if you want to make like a dishcloth or something. But it probably wouldn't be an ideal yarn for like a scarf. Like you wouldn't want that around your neck, you know. So there are like different textures of yarn for different projects. And I went into this other store, I forgot what it was called. I think it was called Clover Yarns. And I bought yarn there, and the yarn that is like kind of example of
I didn't know nothing, I was stupid, I was foolish, I was lying to myself.
That's a video that's on my TikTok. I kind of went into that store thinking I'm not gonna buy any yarn. Like I already know the yarn in there is super expensive. And that's why people buy acrylic yarn. And I even have acrylic yarn, and I'm using it right now for this project, even though I don't even like acrylic yarn. I feel like acrylic yarn is too linty. It makes your project look old really fast. You know, sometimes the quality is so low, the yarn always splits, like Big Twist. Big Twist is always splitting. But in the specialty yarn stores, you get higher quality yarn, even though it's more expensive. You get like cotton, you get more varieties and colors of bamboo, you get mohair, you get more like alpaca, different types of wool, not just merino and or merino blends. So, yeah. Okay, so I just decided to grab the end that I found. I don't think this is the end I was looking for, but we're gonna continue the project. And now, oh my gosh. I'm gonna struggle. Okay, so as you can see, I'm not making a slip knot. Yeah, I feel like it was kind of unsightly. So, so I stopped making it for this project. Like that doesn't mean I've renounced the slip knot. I just wanted this to be, you know, as clean as possible. And you know, you can still like tighten the stitch from the thread at the bottom. Like if you need to. And yeah, so instead of slip stitching over to the opening, I just start in the first opening, as you can see. And I'm just gonna like make sure that I, you know, crochet over my tail. I'm gonna leave some of it out and like go back and weave it in. But yeah, we're not doing the slip knot. I was looking this up too. I was looking up, is my project gonna unravel without a slip knot? But I just felt like I could do it without a slip knot. Like I just don't need it. Okay. So let me look at my instructions. All right, so this is an increase row. So this is my fourth attempt at this pattern. And of course, this fourth hat is going to be different from the other three that I've already made. But, you know, it's going to be the best one yet for sure. So I'm really excited for it. Hopefully I can just make duplicates of this and I won't have to like do anything different with the pattern. But I probably will have to do something different with the pattern. But I hope this hat is the winner for selling to the client. And I'm really grateful that my first few clients have been very patient with me and, you know, just waiting for me to crochet their stuff. Yeah. So this little tail, I'll weave that in later. Like, we're done including that in the stitches. We did the easy part of just, you know, locking it in initially. Okay. So another thing is the white is actually premium acrylic. I don't know what makes premium acrylic premium, but it's definitely a little more airy than the other colors I'm using, and the stitches are a little bigger. By the way, I'm using a 3.75 millimeter hook, and that's not the suggested hook size for any of these yarns. Actually, I think the suggested hook size is between like 5 and 6, but I'm using a hook this small because I wanted my stitches to look better. When the stitches were bigger, you know, they weren't as tight, and I just felt like, well, I'd rather have more stitches and make my pattern look nicer than have a bunch of big stitches that look really clumpy. And I guess also because the textures are different, when, you know, the smaller stitches kind of just look nicer. They just look nicer to me. Like, it's the same amount of stitches, I'm sure. And it's not really hard to use a smaller hook. I mean, that's probably a part of why my circle is curling as much as it is. When you have stitches that are too tight, that does cause curling, but I know that it's going to straighten out as I continue to make the circle. But yeah, I just like the way the stitches look even more, and it's not much more work. Like, the granny stitch takes up a lot of space. Like, if I were working in single crochet, a stitch that works up much slower than the granny stitch, then I would be like, oh no, I need to use the recommended hook size that's on the pack. We're not going like 2-3 sizes down. But because it's the granny stitch, and you know, the granny stitch is pretty quick, going down a few hook sizes didn't bother me at all. And I want my project to look nice and neat. I want it to look like, you know, somebody got it from the store, because I see these luxury brands are trying to make crochet goods, trying to give us indie makers a run for our money. Not happening. You know, we can deliver that professional look as well. But show me the person who's paying $500 for a hat, like from Neiman Marcus. Like, just point them to my shop. That is so cute. But they do have like cute hats on there. And sometimes when I see those hats on those luxury stores, the crochet hats, I'm just like, man, I wish I designed that. Like, man, I wish people were coming to my site to like see my colorful, creative stuff. But back to me needing to make more colorful, creative stuff. Yeah, so I guess I should get on to my announcement. That is probably not an announcement for you if you've been following my page, but hey, I also want to show you this new clip that I made. Where's the clip? Oops, can't find the clip. Wait a minute. Is it this? Oh yeah, here it is. Oh. Okay, the announcement is I've been getting these on my Etsy shop. At first I thought Etsy was gonna push my store for me because they make you pay a $15 setup fee, and I'm like, sheesh, Etsy with all of these fees, like, that makes me seem like they're gonna sell your stuff for you, and they kind of do, and they don't. Like, they do push your stuff. The views that I've been getting on my page aren't from this live stream, it's from Pinterest. So I'm excited for the person who sees my pattern and wants to buy it, but I also suspect people, you know, see my scarf on Pinterest and they think that they can buy the scarf itself, but it's just a pattern for sale. So I kind of feel like I'm duping people a little bit, but I have a feeling that maybe when I post this granny stitch hat, I'm going to post the hat, not the pattern. People will want to buy the hat from me online. So this will be my first crochet good that I sell online, made to order. Yeah, so that's my announcement. I know it was super exciting. But I do want to show you this to you as well. Wait, is it gonna do it?
Look what I done found up in this stove. Talk about some funny black people bathroom wall art. Steak face collection by Ebonic Embrace. Nah, count your days, Ebonic Embrace. Y'all are funny. Go cap though, these is on point. These is on point. I'm gonna put one of these in my guest bathroom.
Yeah, I thought that was a really clever way to promote his own product. Yeah, I think I'm getting into like creative marketing. I mean, I would like to work in like the corporate world, making commercials. I didn't ever think I would want to do that. I actually don't like commercials. I don't. But you know, my study is film, video. You know, I am an artist, so that's like a business way of utilizing the skills, you know, I have studied and practiced. So, but I thought that was really funny and a cute, clever way to promote his stuff. I was thinking about writing some poems to promote some more of my things. For my crochet scrunchie, which was the first product, or the first crochet product I came up with, I actually didn't even post it on my store. I should put that on my Etsy store. I could make that to order as well. But I made a poem to like advertise it. But also seeing the guys, you know, funny black bathroom art sort of reminded me that as a creative person, it is so important to make something that is fulfilling. And even if you start a business, like even if your business isn't quote your passion, like you have to really like what you're doing because you're going to spend so much time doing it. So it's a big deal, like not to compromise yourself and to actually just do what you want to do and be true to yourself, because you sacrifice so much to, you know, grow your page, to make it what you want it to be. It's just so much time. It's such a big sacrifice, like your mental energy of thinking, your physical energy of creating, your courage to, you know, put yourself out there, your money to push yourself along, you know, everything. So I think it's really important, like as artists or anybody who's pursuing an ambition, that you have to make sure you're getting the fulfillment out of it. And I think this, you know, goes for me as well. I think a lot of people kind of fall into a path of settling. And right now I'm definitely fighting complacency. I think people get into a spot where, you know, they have aspirations and, you know, they wanted to pursue them, but, you know, they get into a spot where they have to live real life and it's not their dream. So I'm still trying to make my real life my dream. And a lot of people, you know, get settled in jobs just so that they can survive, they can pay the bills, they can have a lifestyle, they can, you know, do what they want on the side. It is really a big deal to be able to do what you're passionate about full time. And, you know, I hope that's what this becomes, like something I can do full time. I really want to, you know, commit my gifts and my skills and just really, express myself in a unique language through, the stuff that I'm making, this crochet, fashion house, millinery, my brand, K-Bells, like all of it. But it's really hard. And it's like when you start something, it's not lucrative right away, but your life is still going on. So it's hard not to settle, and it's hard to just keep going. So all that to say, when you encounter a small artist or a small business, definitely, support them because, a lot of times people do it all by themselves. They're a solopreneur. They have a small team. And it's hard to compete with corporations who can have like super low prices and have people working for them at super low rates when, you're somebody who can't even afford to pay somebody, not even yourself. Like lately, I've been keeping a timesheet of like how many hours a day or week that I work on my business. Like whenever I work on my business, and I'm trying to practice remembering, like for so long, I would just do stuff for my business and not even, clock it in. But then I realized, I have to calculate the time I spend making stuff like into my price. Like I'm trying to figure out how to price my stuff, and, hours worked, that's a factor. So I'm still figuring it out. This hat, I'm probably gonna sell it for $10, honestly. Like like the yarn itself probably costs like $12. But I don't know, I start feeling guilty about how long it takes me to fulfill orders. So I just feel like I need to sell my stuff for cheap. Like until I have a quick turnaround time, I feel like I can't sell myself, but sell my stuff at an appropriate price. Like if I had, gotten the guy his hat within a week's time, then I would feel comfortable charging like $30. But now I feel like, well, you get a time discount. But I want to, price my stuff accurately. I want to get better with business savvy, and okay, it's still like flipping up a little bit, but it's also starting to lay flat. That's good. Yeah, I want to price my stuff accurately and run a good business, run a tight ship. And it's kind of hard when you don't have a mentor or like guidance. Like I did not go to school for this. I'm going to school for film. But as an artist, you have to have some, I guess, practical skills to pull your stuff together. But also you have to remember to be spontaneous and like allow who you are to shine through. Like your style, your individuality is what like separates you in your niche. And that's the advantage you get to have over these corporations. Like they have to make things for the masses. They have to make everything look corporate. But a part of what makes a small business so special is the fact that you feel like you're getting something special. So a part of my journey so far has been coming to terms with, I don't have to make my stuff look like everybody else's for it to sell or for people to like it. I think there's a lot of charm and value in having something that's different. Yeah, and just having confidence in that. I think that's a big growing point for me too. Like just having confidence and, knowing and feeling like I don't have to, try to figure out the formula that somebody else is using, to grow their stuff and do their thing. That can help. Like a blueprint can help you get started, but, ultimately I'm trying to do my own thing. Sorry, my phone keeps going off. Let me try and set up. Those are my Reddit notifications. I don't get a lot of notifications on my phone, by the way. So we've come to that point. Oh wait, let me play my little transition. Worked hard on this. Okay, so follow my page for new crochet every week. That's still the goal. It's still what we're trying to do now that we're back active and back on the ball. But also I have to talk about being a pattern designer and the challenges I faced with, you know, writing and testing the pattern for this granny stitch bucket hat. Oh, I put granny square. It's a granny stitch. Like, nothing about this is square. It is curling up a little bit. Don't really want that to happen, but we're gonna get it back into shape. So yeah, so one of the challenges I faced was like the first version of this hat, I can show you right now, was so ugly. It was so ugly. Like, wait, let me just show you on the mannequin head. If you follow my social media page, you can see my first attempt, second attempt, and third attempt. Oh my gosh, like, look at that. Like, it's so big. You know, it's just like this crazy looking cap, and then it has this ugly seam going around. Like, okay, if you go to my part 1 and part 2 granny stitch videos, you remember I made the crown of the bucket hat, and then I sewed on like this strip of granny stitches, and it made this ugly looking seam, and then it's like so wide. I couldn't even finish it. It was just too ugly. And then you can kind of see here, it has like, I was following a tutorial on how to make a granny stitch hat, and it has this ugly seam like running down the hat, and that's what made me think, okay, I have to figure out a way to make this hat without a seam, because it's just too hideous for me. I have very particular tastes. So the first one was just way too ugly. Okay, the second one was better. I have to make things my own way, and, you know, to my own satisfaction. Wait a minute. Let me back this up a little bit. Yeah, so the second one was better. The only problem with this second one is it's just big. So I realized with the third one, okay, I'm gonna have to make the crown of the hat smaller, and I'm going to have to and, you know, that's going to bring the whole thing in. Like, the sides, I think, were a good length. I think the brim started at a good place, and that the brim is a good length, but the crown was just too big. I mean, this is for a person with a larger head, but this is just, in my opinion, too big, because it made everything just so wide. So unless you have, like, I don't know, thick dreadlocks or something, which most people don't, I don't think this person does, you know, this isn't going to be flattering on most people. I just thought it was not that good. And like the slope, I mean, you know, the slope looks better on when it's on, but this one, big improvement, but not quite what we were looking for. And then lastly, we have the best version yet, which is this one. Now this one is really cute. Looks like a sun hat. I think the single crochet here made the brim a little too stiff, so it kind of looks like wiggly because it doesn't ever get perfectly straight. On the second hat, the brim lays more nicely. Now the hat fits the mannequin very well, but the mannequin head is pretty small, so the hat is pretty small. But in terms of the seams, those are all fixed, but, you know, we made the crown a little too small. I have a normal sized head and a small forehead, but unless my hair is straightened, this isn't really gonna fit me very well. I didn't even weave in the ends on this. I'll get to that later. But I had to make the circumference on this just a little wider, and I realized that, okay, if I'm gonna have this circumference for the crown, well, this diameter for the crown is what I should say, then I need to make the sides about an inch longer so that the brim starts at the brow line and it comes out at an appropriate length, because I think the brim is actually long enough. But this is my best version yet. Oh, by the way, this is Heidi. yeah, so for this hat that we're making right now, this 4th attempt, our goal is to increase the crown by about a 1/2 inch, and we're also going to increase the slope by about 6 inches. Let me just show the 3rd attempt to you one more time. Yeah, so you see the bucket hat is signature for its flat top, which we achieved. But it also usually has a really nice slope. Now, when you put this on a human head, the slope is much more apparent than it is on the mannequin. But even when the hat is, I guess, resting, like, I still want the slope to be visible. So I want it to have a better, much gentler slope. Like the sides of the hat sort of just go straight down, and I want them to just come out more. So we're going to try to increase the gradual slope of the hat in this version. Thanks to everyone who has stuck around with me for the past hour. We're not very far in. We're still on the crown of the hat, and I'm not really sure how long I'm gonna stay on here. I do have to go to class in the morning, so let me just aim to finish the crown. So wait, is this one? Yeah, this is right. Okay. 1, 2. Oh, sorry. Yep. So how is everybody's night going? I may live stream other nights, but like I'm trying to make Wednesday nights the officials, I guess. But you can count on me to be here Wednesday night. So I think we'll go for an hour and a half. See how far we get with the hat. I think next time I come on, I'll already have made my magic circle just so that we can have smooth sailing. I definitely plan to improve the production value of my live stream. In the past, I have, edited out video clips from live streams because they are usually an hour or longer. So I'll try to continue to do that. So if you miss the stream, you can at least get some of the best bits on my YouTube channel. I do have some cool projects in mind to try to make. I don't want to say them on live though, because I'm scared somebody's gonna steal my ideas. I see TikToks out there, people stealing designs. I mean, granted, if somebody quote stole my bucket hat design, I don't know how much thievery it would actually be, because it's not an original idea by any means. I mean, I think it's okay for people to do the same idea. Just because you're doing the idea doesn't quite mean you own it. If, somebody stole your pattern and, it wasn't for sale, then yeah, they stole. If they took something that they weren't supposed to take, it wasn't for sale or offered to them. Yeah, but some people make butterfly tops and they see other people making a butterfly top with the same color scheme as what they used, and they're like, oh, you're stealing from me. Or they see people making long skirts with a detailing, a butterfly detailing on the side. and they're like, hey, I made that first, like you're stealing my design. But it's like, you know, you weren't really the originator of that. Like, yeah, you're having success with making it, but other people can see yourself in the same thing. Like everybody, well, not everybody, but like bucket hats are popular, you know. If I made a checker bucket hat, you know, I wouldn't necessarily be stealing the idea from whoever helped popularize it. Sorry if you heard me drinking juice. Oh my goodness. I'm on soda withdrawal. I went to the grocery store last weekend and suddenly decided I wanted to be on a diet. That's the worst place to decide to be on a diet. Didn't get any soda. I'm regretting it. This is like cutting out Pixie Sticks cold turkey. What was I thinking? You know, I was thinking, oh, I don't need soda. It's not good for me anyway. I need to cut back on sugar. For what? Sugar makes me happy. I want to get more into juicing. And I want to cook more. And I guess all around eat healthier. I mean, I don't eat badly, really. I've been making a budget and I've been sticking to it pretty well. So my eating out has definitely been minimized. I'm trying to save money. In summer 2025, I may have a lot of excitement. My friend and I, my special friend and I, are planning a trip to Miami together, and my girlfriends and I will probably want to hang out too. So that's money. All of that is money. And then I may be moving in the summer if I get a career opportunity, and I want to have money saved up so that I, you know, am not prevented from going because I can't afford to leave home. So I'm trying to save up money now so that when May comes along, I can, you know, make some different moves. I can travel and, you know, work and get different opportunities. I may get an opportunity in Chicago. That would be exciting. I never really thought about moving to or living in Chicago. I think I would move back to Maryland like someday, but I always kind of imagine moving and, you know, living and working somewhere else because other cities have more and better opportunities for, you know, film and TV than Baltimore does. I mean, Baltimore is a good town for the arts, don't get me wrong. We've got good stuff to offer, and we're definitely not an art desert. But yeah, like there are bigger cities that have more. I mean, of course, the quintessential Los Angeles and New York, but everywhere. But those aren't the only like art cities, I guess. You know, there are other places that are less expensive that, you know, offer opportunities in those fields. And yeah, so I'm curious, you know, to see where I'll be 9 months from now. I mean, I'm currently in the process of developing the new me. So I'm becoming. Oh my gosh. White is definitely okay. So the problem with this is big twist splitting. That's what that is. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we have 3. It kind of looks like a star. Yeah. I don't know the words. I should stop right now. There we go. So Okay, so we're gonna switch to our next color, which is purple. Oh wait, you can watch me. Dramatic, I know. I can't even show you my white yarn. It's just a jumble at this point. Okay, now. Yeah, I blame Big Twist for just becoming a clump. Okay, so next we are doing this. I feel once I get the hang of making this hat, this can be a pretty quick thing to make. That's a part of the reason why I want to try to get like a small inventory of them and make them to order. Because another reason why people like the granny stitch, it's timeless. You know, timeless is classic, looks good. And it works up quick. So I actually don't like the way that looks. I'm sorry. I like things a certain way. Let me... Oh my lord. Oh, and it's split. Why? Because it's Big Twist. Big Twist. Big problems. I feel like Joanne named their brand yarn Big Twist like to be funny. Cause what the heck? Okay. There we go. All right. Yeah. Oh, did I include this? I don't know if I did. So what am I doing? Let me look at my instructions. Okay, I did that. Great, this row is easy. It doesn't involve paying attention as much. Yeah, I'm trying not to give away my pattern because, you know, I know there are pattern thieves out here. Okay, here's one thing. I definitely put a watermark on the pattern I have for sale on my store. I don't know if that's appropriate or not. I feel like women in business, we're like soft with like certain things. Like for example, I was just saying I was going to charge the person $10 for this hat because it took so long to make it. But I feel like if I, you know, were a little harder, you know, a little tougher, like, you know, like less sympathetic, I would just charge $30 regardless. Like the price is the price, like the standard is the standard. Football fans know Mike Tomlin of the Pittsburgh Steelers said the standard is the standard, and all the sports commentators love that. But it's true. I feel like I haven't phased into the price is the price yet. I think I can get that backbone once I figured out my prices and I have a registered business. But for now, please donate. But yeah, I put a watermark on my pattern. I hope that was good etiquette, but I just don't want anybody to take my stuff. Like, I don't want somebody to put my pattern on the black market. I mean, I feel like if my pattern's on the black market, that's a surefire sign that I've made it. Like, people want my stuff so bad that they think it should just be for free, I guess. Or, I don't know. Maybe it's just ignorant to not want to pay for something that's for sale. I don't know. Certain things don't need to be, I mean, my pattern, yes, needs to be for sale, but I kind of think about how streaming has made football. Like, you could just watch football on TV. Now you have to get an exclusive streaming service to watch certain games unless it's your local game. And I think that's ridiculous and a money grab. Like, when corporations do certain things, that bothers me. And then they don't even release their views. So I don't know, they just take from the consumer. They want you to pay at every angle. And like, even with pricing my pattern, like the pattern actually took me a long time to make, and it's a pretty complicated pattern, but I feel like I did not charge complicated rate because it was the first pattern that I ever made. So I figured, okay, it's probably gonna have some mistakes. And I didn't even get pattern testers for it. Like, I guess I should have tried to do that. I guess I tested it myself, but I think a part of the reason people get pattern testers is, you know, what makes sense to you may not make sense to somebody else. You know, or maybe you can have mistakes in there that you won't notice. But if somebody else, like, you know, looks over it or tries it, they'll notice it. But yeah, I think for my next pattern, I don't even know if I would get a pattern testers for this pattern because I will have worked it up so many times. I don't know. I mean, I know people volunteer for pattern testing, so maybe I'll try it out. You know, just to make sure. That way I won't have the paranoia of, oh, what if my pattern isn't clear enough? But that, you know, puzzle piece pattern is so complicated. You know, it takes so much yarn. Yeah, I don't really think I should be asking people to test that whole pattern for me for free. Like, I wouldn't even make that scarf twice. So maybe, hopefully if somebody buys it, then leave a good review, or, you know, it's easy to follow. Like, I tested it myself. I hope that's good enough, but I think I should read up on pattern testing and like the value of it. But my pattern was tested by me. And if I need to know better, or if that's not good enough, please let me know, because I'm definitely new to this and I'm getting true to this. Why is my shoulder so tired? I think double crochet is my favorite stitch. It looks nice and it takes up a great amount of space. Yeah, but thank you to everybody who tuned in to my page. I really appreciate that. Hold up. I feel like that's not the right space. I think this is the right space. Yeah, I really appreciate anybody and everybody who tuned into my stream tonight. Okay. I think I should have used a larger crochet hook because it's curling, but I can lay it flat. It does like, you just stretch it. Let's just stretch it out. Okay, so after the rows of purple, oh wait, this is the full crown. Okay, yeah, let me just stretch it. Hold up. Hold this loop so it doesn't just. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let me just loosen it up a little bit. Here we go. And let me just pull it tight. Pull the hole tight. Okay, now let's measure. Where's my measuring tape? Right here. Hold on, I'll try to measure it in frame. Let's measure. Wait. Let's pull it close first. Yeah, this is what designers do. We gotta make our stuff to measure. Okay. Oh, perfect. It's 6.5. That's great. That is awesome. That is what we wanted. So we're on track. We have definitely nailed, yes, we've definitely nailed the crown of the hat. And we're going to move on to the side. Yeah. So how do we do that? We need to we need to get to the opening. That's how we start. Okay. And then, oh wait, actually, that's not what we're doing. I made a mistake, as per usual. Made a mistake. We're doing a seam. So this is the right side of our work. The side facing us is the right side. So I'm not doing a chain one to start my single crochet. I'm not doing any chains to build up any stitches. I'm raw dogging it. Because I just feel like the chain one makes it look unnecessarily bulky. Like, I'm trying to make something sleek, you know? There we go. We're slick with it. Single crochet in the back loop. Okay. Now, a part of me has been debating, is this seam even necessary? I think it is. I think it is for you know, reestablishing the direction of our stitches. I think a well-placed seam can be professional as well. You know, we're going for a professional look. Oh my gosh, it's split. It's split. Okay, after this seam, after we make this seam, it may be time to go because it's almost 10 o'clock. You know, I'm not trying to go meet with y'all like that. You know, I know you have things to do in the morning. I have things to do in the morning. Oh, and my iPad is gonna die eventually. I mean, I actually started it. I don't know what percentage. I threw it on the charger before the stream. I'm prepared. I'm getting better at preparing. Yep, so I want to get good at video editing. I definitely don't want to be a professional video editor as a profession, but video editing is something I want to be good at. And, you know, I want the ability to do it at a professional level. And, you know, to do freelance video. I think freelance video is going to help me get extra money to save up for the summer for my trips and moving. I didn't realistically think I would be moving out of my mom's house like in the next 9 months, but sort of planning my life, like, you know, through the next year. That's something I have to start making realistic steps toward, like to, you know, get my life on the track, you know, that I want it to be on. And I think moving for a career opportunity is a pretty good reason to move. So, okay, let me just make sure the circle lays flat. It does, like, kind of flat. I would deem it flat. So what the single crochet does is it makes it turn in. Let me see, it gives it that in edge compared to like this rough edge. It's in. So that makes our hat start to go down. It's just out if we don't change the stitches so that it stops just going out and it starts going down, then it'll keep going out until we like just crochet enough rows where it starts to point down and slope over. But I don't want to do it that way. I don't want to make it close, I want to make a pocket. So I have to make it so that the square top of the hat is maintained. So that's why I'm making Let's see. Yep, a bucket hat has a flat top, and a cloche has a round top. So to make our bucket a bucket, we have to keep the top flat. But yeah, I didn't, like, if you'd asked me this time last year if I'm gonna be moving out of my mom's house like next summer, I would have been like, oh, I hope. But now I have to make serious moves, you know, to do that so that I can get my career started. I mean, I definitely want to do that. I definitely want to, you know, have more of my own life. I mean, not that my life is suffocating or anything, or that I'm not happy. I want to do my own thing. I want to branch out and, you know, be a butterfly and fly away, I guess. But like, that would be like moving away, like to Chicago or any place would be the first time I would like legitimately be living on my own. Like, I have lived on a campus for college before, but that's not really moving out and living on your own, because it's like going to boarding school. You have a dorm room, but you're going to go home every break. Like, that's not your residence. Like, you know, if I move out for an internship or even a job, like, the plan is to not come back. So yeah, it's like kind of crazy that I have to start making plans for, but I know if I prepare now, you know, it'll be more realistic that I'm prepared to make that move, you know, come May. So wow. Like, I mean, I've just imagined being on my own for so long, like, to actually take like practical steps toward doing it. It's like, it's just so different from dreaming, you know. Now I actually feel like I'm trying to figure it out. So I actually kind of like the way this like white and black in the middle looks. It kind of reminds me of an eyeball, but in a way that's not creepy. I kind of want to look at like eyeball hats, like crochet eyeball hats on Pinterest after this. Kind of a cool look. Yep, so I definitely hope I can generate income through my online pages. Like, I have my KayMarie K-Bells page, and I also have a blog called Loquacious. I hope to... Actually, that does make a little bit of money, but it is actually really difficult to make money through blog revenue because it's like several cents. Like, it's really hard to build up to $1 through blogging. Like, unless you're getting thousands of views a day, like for a month, you know, or for months. But I have a feeling people, you know, like to look up crochet stuff. But I don't want to be a crochet teacher. Like, I don't know how many more times I'm going to say that on this live stream. But I am willing to document what I do. And I'm pretty excited for the other ideas I have for this stream. I don't want to say them because I'm not really sure how they're going to turn out. Like, sometimes you have an idea and then you start doing it and you're like, oh, this isn't really feasible, or this is better on paper. So I might have some ideas like that where it needs to stay in the drafts. What is going on here? Hold up. This is like so... all these loops. It's like loop confusion. What is this? Oh, wait. Let me put it on the camera. Like, what happened here? You know what? Forget it. I'm just gonna crochet into it. When in doubt, hook it. But that didn't really fix my problem. Okay. What is this? Why is... I don't know. I don't even know what that... Confusing myself. Okay. As long as it goes in the right direction. It does. Okay. Great. So we've got our circle. Maybe I should steam it. And like make it flat. So it kind of pops up. But I really wanted to pop down. It does pop down. Yeah, the top of it looks really cool. Looks like an eyeball. Yeah. So we've got our flat top. Flat top. Right. Flat top. Let's put it on our mannequin. That's the real test. Okay, you can't really see it on the mannequin because, of course, like a normal person's head, the top of the mannequin's head is round. But you can see that it... Hold on, let me put it over here. Yeah, you can see that it covers the top. We have successfully made the crown. It looks pretty flat to me. You know. You take it off. Okay, now it looks round. Let's smash it. Okay, another thing. When we do our steam blocking, the shape will be so much better. Just trust. The shape will be so much better. I have not ever steam blocked before, but I have read that blocking, helps lock in the shape of your projects. A reason that I'm using such a small hook is because my 4mm broke. The 4mm was kind of like the sweet spot, the smallest I could go. So I didn't really have this curling issue with the other ones, but we're getting through with our 3. It's cute. You can't tell me this isn't cute. Look at that. It's watching you. It's watching you. Okay. I'm done with it. Thank you so much for, hold on, let me put Heidi on. She loves the camera. Thank you so much for tuning in to my live stream. I'm KayMarie. I'll be back on live next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central. I probably won't be working on this hat again. If I am, it's because I'll be making inventory because, hey, I'm a business and when people order, I gotta have their product. So thank you so much for tuning in. You can definitely follow me on social media. I'm at KayMarieFashion on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.